So my friend actually gave me this Black Sun Orgonite pendant. And basically what's in it is iron oxide, quartz crystal, some frankincense and myrrh, and one other ingredient that I actually forgot right now, but he actually makes these things from the raw materials. So how he told me to purify it is to do this maybe once a week, have Himalayan pink salt, and I ground it up in my mortar and pestle, and that's basically how I grind it up. I mean, you can buy it in just pure ground form, but I usually like to ground it myself with that mortar and pestle, and then I have purified smart water right here that I poured into the glass. And basically, now all I'm going to do is pour this Himalayan pink salt that I ground up into the purified smart water. And I ground it up pretty fine. There's some chunks left, but that's okay. And what I'm going to do is place it into this water for about a day. But it can sit overnight apparently, and that's okay. But it actually helps purify all the negative energy it might have soaked up. It actually helps. It really increases your positive energy. I felt it as soon as I put it on. And I say this in a vague way. It kind of increased my prana, increased my focus. And as soon as I put it on, I felt the difference. But he said since he's had it for so long, you might want to purify it. And even if you wear it for a week or two, you might want to purify it as well through this process. So right now I'm purifying it. And the other thing that he said is that you might want to charge it. So how you charge it is that you expose it to sunlight for 2 or 4 hours. It'll allow it to really just soak in the sun rays, and then you're good. So right now I'm just purifying it, and I'll probably put it out in the sun for a while tomorrow. And then it'll be just like new as far as increasing my vibration and the positivity just within my mental space as well, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Om. Om. So everyone, after grinding up some Himalayan pink salt in my mortar and pestle, I placed some of it into a cup of purified water as per my friend's advice. And then after I did that, I let it sit for a night, let the Black Sun Orgonite kind of cleanse itself as well as the cord that it was on. And after that, I put it in the sunlight for several hours, I think 4 or 5 hours. And it was basically charged at this point. After I did that, as you saw, I also covered some of my blood onto the surface of the Black Sun Orgonite on both sides, so that it's very associated with me, but also it allowed the ionization, really the gathering of energy to take place in an increased rate as per the iron in our blood. But my blood in particular ties that basically to me because of my DNA. So I've empowered it with my blood, after cleansing with Himalayan pink salt and charging it with sunlight. So I'm going to see how this black sun Orgonite, this necklace that my friend gave me, this amulet, if you will, works for me spiritually in the near future, and then I'll get back to you. So everyone, I put on that black sun Orgonite, and I'm about to head into work. I'm actually going to say that I do feel a little bit of a warm sensation where it's at, and I feel a little bit better than I usually feel, which not that I feel bad all the time, but I definitely feel better. I'll have to gauge it throughout the day, and then I'll give you back some information at the end. Thank you. So everyone, after the first day of wearing this black sun amulet, black sun Orgonite amulet, I have to say that I'm pretty impressed. Now, I can't disclude the placebo effect, but I will say that I actually had a lot more energy during my shift today than I did the days before, many days before, in fact. The Orgonite actually seemed to increase not only my mood, but my energy level. And it definitely was an effect on just how I operate. And I tried to put the idea of me having the Orgonite amulet on my neck, on my chest. I just tried to forget about it so that it would actually have the best chance of having a true experiment. Because if we constantly think about it, then we're kind of tampering with the data. So I put it out of my mind, wore it throughout the day, and then after my shift at work, I reevaluated how my shift went. Now, of course, this could have been in my subconscious that this was going to work, and then that ended up making it work, granted. But I really believe and have felt that this actually works pretty well, especially when I combine my blood with it. After cleansing it, after allowing it to soak up the sun rays, and then putting my blood on it, I feel like it is definitely at least something that can be considered a great talisman for when you really need it. I'm not sure how many days in a row it'll work after doing these rituals. So tomorrow I'm actually going to wear it again, and then I'll give further feedback. But for me, I'm pretty convinced that this works, that the ritual that I did works, and the black sun Orgonite that my friend gave me works very well. I can't recommend all Orgonite, but I can say that what my friend made and the things that I did to it have worked fairly well. So I'll go ahead and give you all an update tomorrow, but thank you very much for watching. So everyone, this was the second day wearing that Orgonite during my day at my shift at work. Similar to yesterday, I was energetic and had a positive mood for a good majority of my shift. It didn't stop me from getting tired at the end of my shift, I noticed. And this is what happened yesterday as well, or getting kind of overwhelmed with all the expenditure of energy, per se. But I feel that anyway. But definitely for most of my shift and wearing it throughout the day, it was a big boost to my energy and just having a positive mood. What I did to it in the previous anointing of my blood after cleansing with the Himalayan pink salt and purified water and letting it soak up sun rays, as I explained earlier, it really allowed this to reach a potential that I didn't think it could reach. When I first got it from my friend Dre, who actually is going to record or did record a video I'm going to share tomorrow. If you're curious about what's on my head and the ritual that I'm doing right now, I explained it in full and showed how I did it and do it when I get home from work, depending on what god I'm working with, depending on what magical thing I'm doing. Dre helped me record that video, and I'm going to share that video tomorrow. So if you're interested in that, I'll be sharing that tomorrow. But overall, it could be a placebo effect, granted, but I think that the Orgonite, the black sun Orgonite he makes is solid. It's good. It works. It does what it's supposed to do. And I think that adding my blood to it empowered it and made it very specific for me as well. So I think that also had an effect, not only what he told me to do as far as cleansing and charging it, but I'm becoming more and more a fan of Orgonite. I've had Orgonite, crystal bracelets, and of course another pendant, a big one. And I've heard about Orgonite for quite a while, but I didn't know the things about cleansing it or charging it with sun rays. And then once I've learned that now and felt the effect that it has on me, I feel like I can safely say that I'm pretty convinced that Orgonite, works the way it's supposed to work. I don't think it's a miracle talisman or something that just completely changes your life, but I will say that it works for mood, it works for energy, and if I keep on doing these rituals for it, weekly, I think it'll keep on performing its job. And I'm gonna wear it long term, for weeks, and of course keep on doing the experiment. But if I find anything else out as far as what it does or how you can better prepare it for use as you're wearing it, I guess you could say, I'll let you know. And I found that it's good to focus your energy into. Now this is Black Sun Orgonite. This is what Dre made. You can kind of see it there. I'm trying to get a good angle, but it's basically a circle, and it of course has the center's not in it. But it's simple, but as soon as I saw it on his chest, I could tell there was something about it. And, I was like, hey, man, that's an amazing, pendant necklace. And he straight up gave it to me. So thank you, Dre, for that. I know you make them, but it's still nice to just have something like that you just give to me. I know you're selling them online, and, you'll be seeing more of Dre on the channel in the future, and we'll be talking about Orgonites and hopefully we can even do a process video eventually. I had an interview with Dre a couple videos back. If you want to see it, it's an Orgonite interview video. We're in my den. You can check that out and kind of see what I'm talking about as far as, who makes it, Dre, and what Orgonite can do and what it is. I don't have as much information on it as he does as far as what it does. I just know from my experiment today and yesterday that it seems to work pretty well. So hey, thank you very much for watching. If you're interested about the ritual I'm doing now, connected to outages, which is a rune kind of for protection from the universe and connection to it, as I understand it. That's a little bit of personal gnosis, not how everybody understands it. Really, this should be a little bit more, this should be more pronounced. But if you're interested in that, if you're interested in connecting with Odin and working with an altar and some things you can do with an altar, I call it my working altar that I have here. I'm not going to show you a picture of it now because I want you to watch the next video and have me explain it. But yeah, look forward to that tomorrow or the next day, and I hope to see all of you on my channel in the future.